It's XT250 rides again. Today we're going to go on one of my favorite rides so far that I've discovered. We're going to take Dry Run Road, and then kind of connect over to Sugar Camp Road. These are both in Claremont County, Ohio. I've got my new jacket and pants on today. And, you know, this is getting close to the summertime. It's getting a little bit warm on these mornings, but I have to say that jacket does let quite a bit of air come through, so it actually was very comfortable. It's not as hot as it looks. I do have the liner out, but no, it has very good ventilation, so I was very happy on this ride. So, like a lot of my rides, this was fairly early in the morning, and it's going through a lot of suburbia here. This is a little bit off the beaten path. Again, this is a road that I found by looking on Google Maps and looking for roads that have lots of curves and not just a straight road going through a couple of cornfields. Although those are nice roads as well in their own ways. Now right here, I saw this on the map and I had to check it out. It's like an abandoned road in a huge wooded area. And I made it a point to turn down this to see what's going on, to see if maybe there's some trails back here, and I didn't see any kind of no trespassing or keep out signs, so yeah, I took advantage of it. It looks like it's an old cul-de-sac for maybe a housing project that never happened. So I don't stay here very long, but I did note that it was pretty much open land. It went down a little bit, kind of up into a valley, but the thing is, it's extremely overgrown. I didn't see any obvious trails, so I didn't want to take any chances that morning. But I do plan on investigating that a little bit more to see if that is a place where I can take the XT250 off-road. After all, it is a dual sport, and I don't want to just keep it on the roads forever. So I did get a chance to just peek at it and see that it is kind of the same that is showing in the last version of that Google Maps overhead view. So I'll come back to this someday. There's a sign out front that it was going to be some sort of housing development. So I better not wait too long, because those things come up pretty quickly. The first part of this ride is a little bit on the boring side. It's just a straight residential 2-lane road here. But it's still a nice ride. And yeah, almost zero traffic. When I go for these rides, it's usually about 7 a.m. and you know, maybe an hour after the sunrise. Usually on a Sunday. Sometimes I hit the road on Saturday, but it's usually on a Sunday. So I think we're starting to get into some of the curves up here. For me, this was a kind of a fun road. It's not exactly the tail of the dragon or anything, but it's the closest you can get this close to my house. I know it's nothing compared to the real thing, but it's still kind of a miniature version of it, especially for somebody who's just learning, or still learning, I should say. Yeah, you can see that jacket with the pads around the chest area. I'm really liking the jacket so far. And like I said, it's working for at least summer mornings. Not sure how it would do when it's 90 degrees out. So now we're going to see a few turns and twists here. I am on knobby tires. They're 50-50, or 50% road, 50% off-road use. They're Kenda K270s. I did a lot of research on tires, and these were decent for off-road and dual sport purposes, but there were some complaints about when you're taking a tight turn that some of those knobs along the edge fold a little bit, and so your back tire might feel a little loose on you. I haven't gotten, I guess, down far enough to where I'm almost dragging my foot pegs to really notice anything, but I certainly don't notice any kind of instability, at least on these curves that I'm doing today. But again, you be the judge. I don't think I'm really dipping down quite low enough yet. And I've got my new armored jeans on as well. I think this might be the first time I've worn my new jacket and pants. And we'll get a couple of turns here. I've never been down this road before. Now that I have an idea of kind of how these turns are, I'll probably be a little bit less conservative next time. I do like to see a little bit down the road to make sure that there's not, a raccoon or a deer or something in the road. So you'll never see me fly through here necessarily, but I do want to go back and take it a little bit faster. Now this road and the next one I'm going to get on, which is Sugar Camp Road, are essentially parallel. So I'm kind of going down Dry Run Road right now. I'll come up here to the stop sign and we'll hang a right, but then I'll turn right on Sugar Camp and kind of return to very close to the same spot where I kind of started Dry Run Road. Not sure why I included this extreme angle here. It looks kind of silly now that I'm watching it, but I do like to change up the angles and some of the views with my camera. I think it makes it a little more interesting. Thinking of upgrading my camera one of these days. This isn't a top quality one here that I'm using. It's actually a very cheap one. It's a Vivitar 360. If I remember correctly, it was under $100 for sure. So now I'm getting ready to turn on Sugar Camp Road. And I think this road somewhat follows a creek. Creek would be on the left side of the road here at some point. And I'm keeping it pretty close to the speed limit. I'm just not familiar enough with these roads to fly through here. Thing I might want to add to my bike here, I wouldn't mind having some sort of beeper for the turn signal indicator. I'm not too bad about it, but every once in a while I'll find that I've forgotten to cancel a turn signal after I've made the turn. And I'd like to wire in some sort of a beeper. That and a gas gauge would be nice, but I've done quite a bit of research on that too, and there's not a real good solution for these these motorcycles that don't have existing gas gauges. There's, not to my knowledge anyway, not a lot of aftermarket parts where you can add a gas gauge, but I sure would like one. For now, on the XT250, I forget what the tank size is. I think it's a little over 2 gallons. I start looking for gas station before I hit 100 miles. I don't want to be hitting my reserve. The whole idea of being on a road and the motor starting to stall out on me and having to reach down there and flip it over to reserve, I'm not a big fan of that, so I'll start hunting for a gas station around 90 miles. I'm really surprised that in 2022 they haven't added some sort of a gas gauge on here. Maybe it's because it's a dual sport and they figure you're going to be bouncing around a lot and it would be inaccurate, or maybe it would be harsh on that type of component. Maybe that's why they don't add any kind of gas gauge or a float in the tank. But yeah, for now I'm stuck to using the trip odometer and doing a little calculation here and there. Last time I checked, I wasn't getting some of these miles per gallon that you see for the XT250. Mine, I think, was in the upper 50s or maybe 60. Some people are claiming way above that, and it might be because I do a lot of low speed, and a lot of stops and starts, and fiddling around with my bike in the yard or in the driveway. Again, this is a 2009 XT250, which is carbureted. So I'm heading roughly north, back toward the town of Milford, Ohio. Well, it's not exactly Milford. I think it's more like Goshen. So pretty soon here we'll be kind of out of the woods and out of the residential district, and we'll be headed back toward more of the commercial district. But these are the kind of roads I like around here. The curves make it a lot more interesting. If there were some hills, that would even make it better, but for me right now, I'm fine with roads like this. And I think you can see way down the road here, there's a white building coming up. That's going to be the end of the road for me, and I'll cut the camera and continue on home. But thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying my videos. I know that I enjoy watching others put out their videos, so I hope you're getting something out of this. So if you're out there riding, I always say stay safe, and I mean it. Just be careful out there. And again, thanks for riding with me, and we'll see you next time.